Hello. It's bedtime Bible stories with the Wilsons. How's everybody? Joining in. Tonight we have Timber, who will never sing with us, so at least she'll come and do bedtime Bible stories. Hi, Stacy. How are you in Florida? Anyway, yeah, they're having amazing weather. Meanwhile, our house will probably be underwater tomorrow. Okay, that's got to go. All right, bedtime Bible stories with the Wilsons. We are going to read. We read out of these old books. Uncle Arthur's bedtime stories. Yes, thank you. Thank you for being a mother. Daredevils is our story tonight. We don't know what this is about. Sky's going to be the mother. We just know there's a mother and there's a Maurice. River, are you going to be Maurice?
River's Maurice.
Okay.
How am I going to read that from here?
Well, get over my shoulder there.
Lay on me. And then look through here.
Okay. Lay on me. Okay. You're Maurice, so you got to pay attention, okay? And that garlic you had for supper is really kicking. All right, get your face down here. Whew. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Ew, stop.
Wow. Green cloud above
I don't even
our
smell
head.
anything.
Really? Wow. You know, one time my mom, our family on my mom's side is the Perrines, and one of them said one day that they could smell something real strong. The other one said, I can't smell that. My mom said, well, they always said the Perrines didn't smell very good. I was like, wow. Okay. Go, Maurice. Daredevils.
Do you know what I can do now?
Cried Maurice, running indoors excitedly.
I guess I can't. I guess.
I guess.
First of all, what happened to the British accent?
Yeah.
I can't.
That's pathetic.
I guess.
Are you not doing the accent?
I can't do it anymore. It's like Australian now.
Well, who
It's
cares?
not even that good.
Try it.
Ew.
Awful.
Oh, I can't guess. Come on. The people are waiting,
I can't guess.
said Mother.
But you are always up to something.
Well, at last I can ride my bicycle without putting my hands on the handlebars.
That may be very clever,
Said Mother.
but I'm afraid it's not very sensible.
Why not?
Asked Maurice, rather crestfallen. There's a word for you, for vocabulary.
All the boys try to do it, and I do it now better than any of them.
Maybe you can,
Said Mother.
but what is the purpose of it?
Aww, I don't know.
Said Maurice.
It's lots of fun.
I suppose it must be. But
Said
it
Mother.
isn't it rather risky?
Risky? Oh, you're always talking about things being risky.
Said Maurice, rather annoyed. You're a smart aleck, little boy.
Can you ask
actually-
him to stop screaming in my ear?
I had the worst foot cramp ever, and I was trying to keep it to myself.
Just now? That's a riot.
I'm sure they
A
saw it. I
foot
was
cramp.
sitting over here squeezing my fists together, and I was like,
Okay.
Of course.
No, you're not Mother.
Oh.
Of course we all have to take risks sometimes.
Said Mother.
But why take unnecessary risks?
Right.
There's no risk in that.
Said Maurice.
It's easy.
Oh, see? Okay, I can tell where this story's going. You're getting cocky. When
Then
the
you're
kids
gonna-
get cocky, what
You're
happens?
gonna fall off on those bikes.
Right on, you're gonna bust your head open.
gonna
Okay,
run
go
into
ahead. You cut your toe off.
again.
Been there, done that.
Well,
Okay,
I don't like you're doing it.
said Mother.
Especially with so much traffic on the roads today. After all, what are handlebars for? And if not to be used to steady yourself?
Oh dear.
Exclaimed Maurice.
Don't worry, Mother. It's quite all right.
With this, he bounded out of the house, closing the door. I'm sorry to say, with a much louder bang than usual. A moment later, he was on his bicycle again, gliding down the hill from his home, his arms folded in front of him and his face indicating supreme indifference to all his mother's caution. Gathering speed, he glided along in great style, glancing from side to see whether anyone might be looking at him. I did this very thing when I was a kid. Learned to ride a bicycle with no hands.
Me too.
Everybody remember that? Near the bottom of the hill, he spied two little girls standing at the roadside and consequently sat up a little straighter, folded his arms a little more confidently, and tilted his chin just a little bit
Oh
higher.
my gosh.
Okay, trying to impress the chicks, right? That'll sure be a downfall someday. When you try to impress people, you're a goner. He was not showing off, of course. Oh dear, no. Just letting the little girls see how fastable he could ride down a hill without holding the handlebars, that's all. What Maurice failed to see, however, was a brick lying in the road,
Oh my
right
gosh,
in the
yes.
path of his
course,
bicycle.
Of course.
If his chin had not been tilted so high, if he had not been sitting up so very straight, if he'd not had his arms folded, he would have seen it easily, and everything would have been different. But there, he didn't see it. Pride, I'll just throw this Bible verse in. Pride cometh before the fall. That fits us perfectly, doesn't it? And a moment later, he felt a terrific bump. The front wheel twisted, the handlebars swung right around, and before Maurice had time to think what was happening, he had crashed into the ditch at the side of the road. Some men working near, hearing the noise, ran to see what had happened and found Maurice floundering in the mud. That's just a funny picture. All right, flounder a little
Let
bit,
me
River.
see.
Do you even know what
Let me see the
floundering
picture.
is?
No, he was talking about.
He's just sitting
He's
there.
No, I can just see it in my head. Floundering at the road with his bicycle. Yeah, I can
Let
see
me
a
see the
picture of him
picture.
floundering. How's that? They're motion pictures. It's a new thing. It's a new thing. It's like those books you do this with when they move. He's floundering. That's what they need. All right. Maurice had time to think of what was happening. He had crashed into the ditch at the side of the road. Some men working near, hearing the noise, round and he was floundering. Okay. With his bicycle all bent and broken on top of him. What a pickle he was in. Slimy water dripped from his clothes as they dragged him out, while his face, hands, and knees were red with blood from cuts and scratches. Rated R. We need to start rating these. Violence.
Rated R because
Violence.
I would say more of PG-13.
Okay. These men were very kind, and they helped Maurice up the hill again to his home, one of them carrying the wrecked machine over his shoulder. Come on, Mother.
oh dear.
Cried Mother, her eyes wide with alarm, as she opened the door and looked out on the strange procession.
Whatever has happened.
Where'd your accent?
Is that
go?
your garlic wall? And what happened? Yeah, where'd your accent go? Is this your garlic breath wall you have up the side of your face?
Yeah.
I'll get rid of my face.
Yet she hardly needed to ask, she guessed. It was, in fact, just what she had been expecting for some time. Yeah, because he's a...
My poor boy.
She just went from England to, I think, Denmark or something. She said, leading Maurice indoors and starting to clean him up.
What a mercy you weren't killed.
What a mercy you weren't killed. They can't even understand what you're saying.
What a
She
mercy
changed
you
his
weren't
clothes and washed his wounds, binding them all up till as if he had just come back from a war. Then, with Maurice at last comfortably, that is more or less comfortably, and seated by the fire, she reminded him of the conversation they had had just an hour before. Don't you hate that when you get reminded? Mm-hmm. Isn't that the worst thing in
When
a
someone's
kid's
the
life?
worst is someone
when you
when
say,
someone's like, I
this
told you so.
It's the
That's
worst.
the worst.
This is going to happen, and you say, whatever, and it happens. I hate that. But it's happened quite a few times with
It
you
is
guys.
right. It is right to take risks. It is right to take risks in a good cause,
She added.
or to help people in distress. But to take risks just to
Gratifying.
gratify our vanity is foolishness. There are always people provided others what?
What happened? You're the best reader I've ever known, and you can't read a sentence now.
There are always people, provided others are looking on, who are ready to go and peer over the edge of precipice.
A precipice.
Stand on the end of a pier when the waves
She
are
just turned-
dashing.
She just turned so
Over.
boring.
I know.
I mean, seriously.
And the
People are
wind
falling asleep all
Is
over
blowing
the world.
hard will drive their cars at
Or to be honest, this mother's too wordy.
breakneck.
His mother is too wordy.
speed,
She
or
should have just
swim
said.
in the sea
She
beyond
should have
their
just
deck.
said, "I told you."
I told you
Yeah.
so.
We can wrap this up with "I told you so." But what has this to do with my accident? Said Maurice. Everything, said
Hey,
Mother. From the moment you were just the same as these have mentioned. Blah 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 blah. Okay, we got a lesson.
Oh my god!
Here, come here. We got to talk about. We got to wrap this up with a moral of the story. Sky, come here. Get your head in here. River, up on my back. Sky, get your face in. We got to make sure everybody understands this. All right. Dads and moms warn kids, and what happens the older you get?
The worse
The
your
more-
consequences.
The less you pay attention because you think the world is just around your finger and nothing will ever happen,
Yeah.
and you don't pay any attention to what your parents tell you. What you don't realize is that your parents were also stupid once, and they did stupid things. We've had opportunity to talk about this week, haven't we? Now, okay. I was once a stupid boy.
No, I'm in trouble.
And I told you the other night about that story where I rode through my town with blood from my head to my toe because I wouldn't listen to my mother. And seriously, there are times when I was a kid I could have been killed. So you have to listen. And what do I also tell you? Last thing, and kiddies at home, listen to this. If you don't listen to me in the small things, someday it's going to be a big thing, right? Sky, get in, please. Someday it's gonna. Are you learning a lesson here? Because then tomorrow you're gonna go out and wreck your bike on the hill, and you're gonna say, "Wow, we just read a story about that last night."
the lesson is.
You do.
Then tell us, Sky.
You tell the moral of the story, then, smarty pants.
That you have to not be stupid.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That sums it up just right now. Don't be stupid. We'll be back with the story next week of "Don't Be Ignorant." Seriously. Listen to your parents, boys and girls, because they also once were stupid.
Yay!
Good night.